Just within, I want to say about an hour ago, LSU's Pro Day is happening down in Baton Rouge. And Will Campbell measures in at 33-inch arms. Now, he was 32 and 3/8 at the combine, I believe was the number.
5/8, I think. Yeah.
5/8. So regardless, he was under that 33-inch threshold. People started to panic, as they do. Dame, want to get your thoughts on, I guess, where you would play Will Campbell, if he should be in the Patriots wheelhouse at the 4th overall pick, and just kind of your thoughts on that position and how the Patriots might be able to attack it here.
Man, I initially, even with the sub 33s, I watched the tape. I saw a guy that's powerful. He's instinctive, really smart, intelligent player. And in the SEC, especially with the schedule they had, you're facing a variety of NFL caliber rushers, speed guys, speed to power guys, long arm guys who, for me, with the O line and D line, is similar to how I look at corner, wide receiver in the line of scrimmage. It's like the tail of the tape in boxing. You can have the reach advantage all you want, but if you don't know how to use that length to jab and keep the shorter guy away from your frame, you're going to lose that fight. And so with Will, he understands his self-awareness is big for me. When I watch a guy, I want to say, is he self-aware of his own deficiencies? And it's like, okay, I know that my arm length isn't 33, 34, like some of the other counterparts in this draft class, but my punch timing is good. Right? It's two ways with offensive tackles. You either want to be on time or late. You don't want to be early, because when you're early, you're countered quickly. It's the same thing with playing cornerback. You shoot the wrong hand, you lock your hip, and now they stack you. So for me, his timing was good with his hands. He's very powerful and strong, has a good base, can anchor. I was already of the mindset of just letting him. I'm drafting him with the mindset of it could go either or. So if I'm the Patriots, I know, okay, either we're getting a potential Pro Bowl guard that's going to move bodies in the run game, create rushing lanes, but also create that interior pocket. And I like the kind of that U shape on the interior for your quarterback to step up. Or we got a guy that defies all of the realities and thresholds and can live on the island at tackle. Then the C-33s come in, and I'm like, all right, so if he's a legit 33, now what's the conversation? If he's actually 33, do you feel comfortable still playing him at tackle or playing him at tackle at all? It didn't really change too much for me. I'm still of the mindset, let him get to camp, face your top edge rushers, see how he fares, see how the arm length in person either helps or hurt him, and then you make your decision off of that. But I do think that the Patriots have for me, it's just kind of, with this class, you got guys like Ariante Ursery from Minnesota, who I like a lot, 6'6", 3 with 330 long arms, physical dude who's a good athlete. When you have guys like that you can probably get on day 2, I'm not opposed to passing up on Will, because I don't look at any of these tackles the way I looked at Joe Alt, the way I looked at Olu Fashanu last year. Like those guys were blue chippers for me. I'm perfectly fine if I'm like, okay, Of course, we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know if Ariante is going to be there in the second round. I expect him to, but if he's there, I'm fine with waiting, passing up on Will, getting another impact player, whether it be Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and then going and getting a Ariante Ursery in round 2.
So I think with Will Campbell, for me, it's really been consistent with all the different numbers, right? Because when you do look at the tape, you do see, like, this is a good player. I think it's ridiculous for a guy who has been successful multiple years in the SEC to not at least try him out at tackle and just say he's a guard. That's a little bit much. But there also are the realities of, okay, the wingspan was only an 1/8 of an inch difference, and that still would make him a massive outlier. 33 is still not ideal. It's just at 32 or sub 33 gets to the area where you're like, I'm starting to get genuinely concerned, versus 33, you're like, all right, he can work around it. But then, like right now, I'm working on a piece where it's, all right, Armand Membu or Will Campbell, trying to see who kind of fares better as a left tackle project. I'm not going to lie, man. I see Membu, and I'm like, as long as it's not one of these things where he cannot figure out how to switch sides, one, at worst, you're getting a tackle. The Patriots have Morgan Moses. He's not going to be here forever. Layden Robinson as a left guard looked pretty good. You've got Mike Nwenu. I'm sitting here thinking it makes way more sense, especially with the 4th pick, to go with the guy who maybe doesn't play left, but at least is a right tackle, a position that's coming up or is a big need for you, and who I think at tackle still look better. Now, of course, you're not playing the same guys all the time. Like Will Campbell's usually facing the better rusher week to week because he's on the left. But I'm still seeing the quick losses, right? Like the losing to his edges from Will Campbell, where there's just a clear line to the quarterback. Versus Membu, yes, his strike timing could be better where he needs to brace for power, right? Like he's got the stance, he can handle the anchor, but he does get pushed back. That's something you can fix. With Campbell, the way he loses is much more egregious. And I don't know if he's ever going to get to the point where, like, okay, if you're going up against Aiden Hutchinson, Myles Garrett, can you survive the initial contact? Because sure, the second part, like that's where those guys are great, but I think he's going to be a quick loser. Would you go Will Campbell just like with a bullet if you do want to go tackle? Or would you maybe more consider Armand Membu because of the physical attributes that he does have, and also just the fact that at the very least, you're still getting an offensive tackle if he doesn't work out on the left side?
It's crazy because on the podcast, like the NFL Draft podcast, me and Keith talked about this. I think we ranked our tackles. I have Membu higher than Will Campbell. He's my OT1. And it's because of everything you just said. And I know most people would be like, well, he played right tackle. Well, if you go back to last year's draft, J.C. Latham played right, got drafted to the Tennessee Titans. He played left. Talise Fuaga for the Saints played right at Oregon State. And both of those guys, and to be honest, both of those guys had narratives built around them that they weren't tackles at all, that they were guards because they were so great at run blocking and being physical, but they both lived and kind of thrived at left tackle when nobody even expected him to play that position. So with Membu, you see the athleticism, the quickness, the strength in his upper body, but the long arms and knowing how to use that wingspan. I would 100%. He's my OT1. And, you know, it sucks that the patella injury happened to Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons was on pace to be my OT1 because of that movement skills, the strength that he played with, the ability to mirror and match guys laterally, just move. And I always look at the footwork. And to your point, that's why I feel like I'm willing to let Will test it out at tackle. But I'm the footwork and the foot speed is what concerns me. You talk about the quick losses. That's where it comes in. That for me is like, okay, your hands are fine, but can you bring everything to the party, right? Are your feet behind you? And at times it is. So you have to worry about being, because from a defensive mind myself, with tackles like that, where I have like some of the athleticism concerns, I want to pull you onto an island by yourself. I want to detach you from the offensive line so you don't have that bumper. So I'm wide-9ing my best edge rusher against you. So you have to come out here and fight by yourself. You know what I mean? Let the rest, those other 4 or 5 guys, they have their own things to worry about. You get that one-on-one, and can you live on that island? So that's why it's like it is a little murky for Campbell, but Membu's my OT1, and if the Patriots wanted to go offensive tackle, I think Membu has the athleticism and movement skills to absolutely flip over to the left. It's muscle memory, right? Like Joe Alt, it didn't bother Joe Alt to flip from left to right because he was never a kick slide guy. If you watch Joe Alt play, he plays with a wide, even base. One foot is not behind the other. With most tackles, that's how they stance. So it takes a little bit of, it's like being a right-handed rider to then learning how to write with your left hand. Or in basketball, I can finger roll with my left, and you see people throw floaters with finger with my right, but I throw floaters with my left because I can't finger roll with it. I'm not used to it. I think that's where the main thing with Membu, whoever drafts Membu, if you draft him and you want to be your left tackle, to me it's simple. You let him know on that call, get ready to play left tackle. Go ahead and get with your trainer, get used to these drops, because it's going to take a little bit for you to get comfortable muscle memory wise.
Just wanted to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks. If you want to get in on the action with us, head over there, use code CLNS. You get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.